Can you please tell me why I've been arrested? Well, do you not have to tell somebody before they've been arrested why they've been arrested and their belongings have been taken off them?
Was I there?
I didn't ask you that question.
Yeah, I'm just telling you now.
Why are you answering a question with a question?
Because
have I been arrested?
There's a hearing issue going on.
No, what have I been arrested for?
Make sure that why you're in this custody.
No.
That you don't die, that you get food.
Oh, don't worry about that, that won't happen. Why have I been arrested? Why have I been arrested?
By the member that has arrested you, I want to inform you of the offence or offences which you've been arrested.
Before, they need to be informed before you're incarcerated. You need to tell somebody as they're being arrested what they have been arrested for. Putting handcuffs on them and roughing them up in the car, twisting their arms, it's all on camera. Because a man goes to who hasn't been told why he's arrested, who hasn't been incarcerated because he hasn't been told why he's been arrested, has been his belongings taken off him and roughed up in the station. I was taken off the street today by 2 guards, roughing up a preacher. They have absolutely no premise upon which to take me into the Garda station. And they haven't told me under what law they've arrested me. Therefore, I am a free citizen because they haven't told me why I've been arrested. If they're incapable of articulating the reason for arrest, then I am still free. I'm free to walk out. So when they articulate the reason for my incarceration, supposed incarceration, because it hasn't been established yet, then I'm willing to give you my details. But until then, I'm a free man, and they are breaking the law. I have been kidnapped.
Okay. It's all on the camera now.
I know.
All right.
Yeah. I have been kidnapped. I am being falsely held in the Garda station. Yes. So, can you, if you're working for me, and you're on my side, and you're to protect me, can you go and find out why I'm here?
Yeah, we will find it.
That'll be the first step. Okay, when you do that, then we can talk. Thank you. Thank you, guard. Can I get your name? Yeah, Wexford 52.
All right.
And can you write down the other 2 guards involved in the situation?
Yeah, they'll do it. They'll do it.
Thank you. I'd like a card from each one of you.
But we don't have cards.
You don't do cards?
We don't do it.
Okay. That's not a done thing. Okay, well, if you can just write them down on a piece of paper.
Yeah, we can have other information before you go. Don't worry about it.
That'll be all right. This isn't going to...
What are you preaching about?
Preaching about the Holy Bible. It's there in front of you. The Word of God.
Is your property?
These are my possessions, yeah. These are the dangerous weapons I was holding.
Well, like you said yourself, anything is a weapon.
Anything is a weapon, yeah. And a guard throwing you around can hurt you. Like they've hurt my right wrist. And that's not going away. I've been assaulted and injured by a guard. For preaching on the street. Yeah? It's not going away, guys. The Holy Bible.
What religion do you...
I'm not religious. I just follow the Bible.
Okay.
But why are we looking into my religion now? And instead of the reason as to my arrest? Okay. Well, with all due respect to you, I'm not in the preaching or evangelistic role at the moment. I've just been wrongfully arrested, and I'd like to address that.
They talked about the preacher or evangelistic role that you were downtown preaching about. They talked about that like just...
Well, I'd rather focus on the circumstances of my so-called arrest that hasn't been proven yet.
That we're coming to that. Don't worry about it.
But that's the most important thing that we need to address.
Okay.
The guys are trying to formulate something in there. They're going to fail. Yeah, I have a little black bag in there. My wrist is injured now. And that's going to be recorded. Can you record that, please?
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you. Injury to my wrist. Injury to my wrist.
Right?
I'm not talking to you now, Gary.
Our Lord beside us.
I fear your Lord is not the same as mine.
Well, I fear that you believe in something I don't either.
I believe in the truth.
Everybody is...
I'm not going to talk to you any further, as I said, Gary. No, I'm not talking to you about religion. I'm not talking to you about religion. I talk about God.
That's okay, you don't need to do that. So, how do you get that?
You forfeit that. You have now broken. Because what?
I said, I'm not going to listen to your opinion. I've listened already. I've tried.
It's not my opinion, that's
I
fact.
tried to reason with you.
Reason? I don't want to reason with you.
Was conducting in an offensive manner to people around. We've received no
Preaching.
Whatever you want to say, call it.
But a complaint does not.
Do you want to listen and listen to why?
You still haven't articulated an arrest.
I need to explain to you why you've been arrested.
I have given him 3 opportunities. I personally gave him 2, there he gave him 1.
You've given me no reason.
Under Section 8 of the Public Order Act, to assist in his actions.
What actions?
He then refused.
What's the premise of arrest?
Section 24 of the Public Order Act.
You still haven't articulated the premise of arrest. What is the premise of arrest? What were those actions that you have failed to articulate? Preaching the word of God is a crime now.
Acting in an offensive manner.
How so? Articulate that.
Wherever that like,
Articulate that, please.
were people offended by your conduct, by the shouting and roaring that you were doing?
This is the word of God.
That's your opinion.
No, it's written in the Bible.
Look, I'm not here to argue with you, right? I'm not here to argue with you. I'm not here to argue with you.
Articulate how I have insulted or offended somebody.
People were offended by your roaring and shouting.
I have a right to preach the word of God. Yeah.
You're preaching.
No, but
You're not roaring and shouting that you're preaching.
I was lifting up my
I'd
voice.
say, I mean, leave him, well, whatever you want, or leave him as it is, and then
Do that.
that's the way it is.
Yeah. Lovely.
Yeah,
You
whatever you
have
think. Thanks,
wrongfully
Lee.
arrested me today. And that's going to be recorded. He has injured my right arm.
Okay, well now that we've explained, okay, why you've been arrested, alright? Can we get details here?
I want the guards' details first.
You have the shoulder number, so you get the shoulder
I want them now, before I give anything further. And no, I'm not satisfied that you have given a reason for my
You don't
arrest.
have to be satisfied.
I do, absolutely. Yeah.
How many people do you think we do a guard station?
I don't have to give you my details.
You do actually.
I don't.
It's pretty much exactly what you have to do.
I don't. Unless I have broken the law, I do not have to give anyone my details. And that is where you're wrong. I didn't break the law, it hasn't been proven.
There are 3 Section 8 directions.
You still haven't proven offensive action. You weren't there.
I was there.
You weren't. So what did I do that was offensive to other people? You were there before you were called out.
Did I?
You were there before you were called. Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm not sure what your name is. You're required to give your name to this man. This man's only here for you.
You have failed on every occasion to articulate the reason for my arrest.
Is your
Putting down Section 8 this and that. You have to give an exact reason.
Not you.
You have to give an exact reason.
I can go. You've been informed of why you're arrested.
You have to give an exact reason. You can't quiet the preacher, guys.
Stephen.
Yes.
No, that's hard.
Was what hard?
Just your name, like.
Yeah, that's all you're getting.
Is your writing, Stephen?
They are based on biblical scripture.
Do your opinions, your thoughts?
No, they're biblical scripture. It's all founded in scripture.
Okay.
And it's none of your business. I prefer if you close it, please. It's my own private possession.
Yep.
Can I have my book back, please?
You can't, no. You can't have your possessions while you're here at the minute because this can be used as a weapon. And for our safety and your safety.
I have no history of violence.
Yep. Everyone has to start somewhere.
So, what do you mean?
That means at any moment your behaviour since I met you. Now
I've been wrongfully arrested. Remember that now. I've been wrongfully arrested.
Okay, in your opinion.
Oh, yeah, I know so. I have not done anything offensive to anybody but read the Word of God. And that is my entitlement in this state.
Okay.
So if people find the Word of God offensive, but I'm going to finish my statement. You're either here to listen to me or not. Is that everybody has the right.
Judicial system.
Yeah.
And you get your day in court.
But the
And
point-
you get to court, you
Yeah.
get to present your case, and you
Yeah.
get to put your point forward, and
Yeah.
then we have a judge who will decide.
Yeah, but I'm not worried about the judge.
That's
I'm not worried about the judge. There's only one judge, and that's God. But the point I'm making is this. The point I'm making is this here. Okay, so I'll finish my point without you interrupting me.
We've been talking for a while though.
But you haven't let me articulate a full sentence because you're very rude,
You're
actually.
just actually going around in circles, like.
I'm not.
You're
The
not.
Word of God is not offensive. It's not deemed offensive. It's not offensive language. It's not fight talk. It's nothing like it. I haven't offended anybody personally. I have spoken from the Word of God, and that is permitted in this state. And that will be presented to the judge. And the injury to my wrist, I hope it's been recorded.
You see, part of our process, right?
I'm entitled to my possessions until I have been arrested, and it has been articulated to me while I've been arrested.
It has both. I'm satisfied that the reason for your arrest has been explained to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, look how long it took.
Everything is recorded.
Look how long it took.
Everything's here in detail, right? Now
They were only explained to me once I got here, and they still haven't given me action.
I processed those, right?
Yeah.
I I have to fill out this form.
Yeah.
So either way, you wouldn't be leaving here until we have your information and know who we are, because your identity still hasn't been established. Alright?
Yeah.
Inspector. So I have to fill this out, Stephen. I've taken your details. So I need to be.
Inspector, I've been injured in regards to custody. They failed to articulate the reason they were going to arrest me, threw me in the back of the car, handcuffed me. And now I'm here, and they still haven't articulated it.
What's your Stephen, is it?
Yeah, I preach the word of God.
Genuine name, is it?
Well, why would I lie about my name?
Stephen, what's your surname?
Hmm?
Your surname?
They know what it is.
I
Talent.
can't read that right.
T-A-L-L-O-N.
Technically, you haven't given your details.
Stephen Paul or something like that?
Talent. T-A-L-L-O-N.
Alright. Where are you from, Wexford?
I am.
Are you? Okay. I haven't met you before. No?
No,
You've never been in here before?
never.
And you're religious, is that kind of...
No, I'm not religious. I follow the Bible.
Preaches the Bible.
Is that not the same thing, no?
No, well, the word religion means to repeat something.
Does it? Okay. So you won't be in the Phoenix Farm? No?
For
Will you be
I'm not
doing
Catholic.
Farm or
I just told you that.
What?
I'm not Catholic. That's religion.
Okay.
We're ready for details, Stephen.
Well, I'm ready for details on how I've offended people.
Where are you living, Stephen?
I'm ready for the details on how I've offended anyone.
We just need to process it then.
48 St. David's Well, Bridgetown. So, can you actually articulate now why I've been arrested?
Right. I'm going back to circus here.
You are, yeah. But you still haven't articulated.
I wasn't present when you were arrested, okay?
Yeah.
The lads were.
Yeah.
Now Declan was saying,
And they failed to tell me how I was offensive. Is the word of God offensive in today's world?
we have reports, okay? Of
A report is not evidence in and of itself.
Manner, I mean,
A report is not evidence in and of itself.
okay. So the lads went down.
What's an aggressive manner? Did I make threats to anybody? Did I threaten anybody's physical safety?
Was they there?
Was I menacing towards anybody?
Was they there?
Guys, you're going to have to articulate this in court.
The lads went down. Oh, jeez. Right, so the lads went down and they gave you a direction on the public order act, okay?
This is not going to come to fruition.
And you refused.
This is not going to come to fruition, guys.
Then you refused.
I don't have to, until the offence has been articulated, I don't have to give my details because the arrest has not been substantiated. Yes. As a citizen, you have to be informed as to why you're being made inured or being made
Are
incarcerated.
you male or female?
A male.
Are you Irish?
What?
Are you Irish?
Yes.
Are you married?
I'm not.
You just did a birthday.
What difference does that make?
Part of your details, just so we can post a copy so we know that it is you that we have in our custody at the minute. And that it is you that doing. It's not a false name, it's not a false person, it's not somebody else that is identifying or someone trying to steal somebody else's identity.
25th to the 17th. Okay. So what have I been arrested for?
Section 8 public order, so that's give you a direction on the public order, okay? Section 8 direction, to leave the area.
But I hadn't done anything against the law in order for them to tell me to leave. How have they broken the law? How have they offended anybody? Is the word of God offensive?
Again, not to me personally, it's not.
Is the word of God offensive?
Not personally to me, it's not. No, I wouldn't find it offensive.
Okay.
The manner in which it put out there, though.
No, hold on. Either you threaten somebody's safety, or you offend them personally, or you don't. So that has to be articulated in court now, lads. Okay. And then you're going to be answerable also for the injury to my right wrist.
Well, we're going to get to that in 2 seconds, because if you wish to have a doctor, you can call the doctor for you.
No, I'll get my own doctor.
Have you any tattoos or
No.
distinction marks?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No.
Now, we're down to the part here, but a couple of questions.
No.
Your yes, no answers, you can elaborate and do some of it, okay? I don't think it's the same. Drugs, no. So, are you injured or suffering from any illness or medical condition?
No.
Are you currently taking any medication, tablets, or drugs of any kind?
No.
Have you ingested drugs or medication?
No.
So when? Have you consumed alcohol or
No, I don't drink.
Have you any special dietary?
No.
That's a different version, isn't it?
Different to what?
As in, it's not your usual
What's your usual one?
And then the same one I would see as a Catholic.
Yeah, it's the same Bible, yeah. The Word of God is still preserved today. But you see, the Catholic Catechism is an addition to the Holy Bible.
So you're a strong believer, yeah?
Yeah, of course. So if the Word of God is offensive to people, well, you know, that's their tough luck. Because it's protected. I'm a nutrition therapist.
Nutrition?
Yeah.
What's that? What?
But I heal people through their diet. Rather than shove drugs down their neck.
Okay. What sort of illnesses would you treat? Any sort of cancers or anything like that? Or?
Well, because of the 1939 Cancer Act, you're not allowed to claim a cure for cancer.
Okay.
That's why people claim prevention.
Seeking advice in relation to diet or?
Well, I mean, once you have cancer is an acidic. It's a result of acidity in the system. So if you alkalize your system, then you increase your chance of eradicating the cancer from your system.
So what sort of foods?
Alkaline foods. So ones that aren't acidic, because we're alkaline beings. So if your body gets acidic, it produces cancer.
Yeah.
The cells start to mutate.
You've obviously got strong beliefs.
I'm entitled to them, Gareth.
Oh, yeah, no, I haven't. See, yeah, I suppose we just want to make sure everything's all right with you. That's kind of what we're
Well, what do you mean everything's all right with me?
Well, just because people rang up and they were concerned about how you were behaving.
Oh, were they? Why? So I was
Your
either,
behaviour is what they would be
can I say,
interested to know.
either I was offensive and the Word of God is offensive to people, or I was actually personally menacing towards somebody, because the reason for my arrest still hasn't been articulated. The section has been given, but the offence has not been articulated. And I have been injured. I have been injured in those guards'
They can
custody.
come down to town more. General annoying nuisance people.
That's not good enough reason to arrest somebody.
Well,
If the Word of God causes nuisance, guard.
it's how you do it. We're all entitled to talk.
So articulate how I did it wrong.
I wasn't there.
The word preaching means to cry out. So you're entitled to lift up your voice in Ireland.
We're also. I'm not arguing.
So what do you say to buskers? What do you say to buskers when they're singing on the side of the street? Are they causing offence? Are they not? I have busked in the past. What do you say to buskers? Are they arrested because they're lifting up their voice? Guards, you're on dangerous territory here because you're after arresting and injuring a man for preaching the Word of God.
No, because we just went through a book and he asked you if you had any injury and you said no.
Excuse me? I told you I had an injury on my
Are
right
you
arm.
injured or suffering?
Are you
from
telling me that I
any
have
or any medical condition?
medical condition? No.
Any illness or any medical condition?
Illness or medical condition is not an injury.
Okay.
What about mental health state?
I've articulated and stated the injury to my right hand on a number of occasions.
I have no authority in authority that you were complaining about yours.
What about mental health?
What about it?
Do you get any treatment or are you seeing anyone in relation to mental
For
health
what?
issues? No?
For what?
No?
For what?
I don't know. Are you? That's what I'm saying in general.
Oh no, never.
You kind of sort it out yourself, do you?
What do you mean?
And then I'm reading this, you're obviously well able to sort your own head out.
I have no comment, Gareth. I'm not getting into that with you. You're not a patient of mine.
Okay, Stephen. Do you want anybody notified while you're here? While you're here, you can have somebody notified that you're here. You can have a solicitor or a doctor. And if you don't do that at this stage, or at any stage you wish to, you can, okay?
I know, yeah. So can I ask who exactly I offended and in what manner?
I don't know.
Because that will need to be articulated in court as well.
Now, I have a team here, Stephen, I need to read out to you, alright? And this is your notice of rights while you're in custody, okay? I will also hand you a copy of the same once I've read it, alright?
Yeah.
So it's a little long-winded, but if you have any questions, fire away. So this is Regulation 8 of the Criminal Justice Act 1984, Treatment of Person in Custody in Guardianship Constations, Regulations 1987 and 2006. And I'm a member in charge of the station, okay, my name is Michael Byrne. I am responsible for overseeing the application of the Criminal Justice Act 1984, Treatment of Person in Custody in Guardianship Constations, Regulations 1987 and 2006. Inspection of treatment while in custody, and for that purpose I wish to find time any matter related to treatment you bring to my attention. Reading for arrest, so you've been arrested under section, or for section 8 of the Public Order Act. Notification of other persons. To over 18, you may on request have a solicitor or another person within 5 years notified that you're in custody in a particular station. If the person first nominated can't contact solicitor in the writing of a telephone or from some communication, business telephone calls, etc. You may, if you wish, receive a visit from a relative, friend, or other person with interest in your welfare, and make a phone call or send a letter, provided that the member in charge satisfies that one hinder or delay the investigation of crime, and in case a visit is practical for that be adequately supervised. Searches. If we search, the reason the search will be explained to you, so that will be your safety and our safety, etc. Basically everybody here, okay? Meals. There's no charge for meal supply. However, if you wish to have a meal of your own choice, there will be supply, but at your own expense. Bail. You may be released if the member in charge is still approved to do so, and no warrant directing your claim. If you are not given bail, you may apply for a being from the court. Legal. Application to the court.